obviously allegations of money missing and money being laundered and all sorts of stuff. But not to dwell on that. The new owners took over in March of last year, and their view is that they want to be invested in gold. Somebody asked if the place is making money, and the answer was a resounding no, it's not. Every dollar we spent that we earned here has been reinvested into the place. On top of that, we've invested about $13.5 million in new mining fleet. There hasn't been any board here in years, and you can see some of the old light vehicles have been scrapped on the right hand side. So we've bought around $13.5 million worth of new mining fleet, and some of that's sitting up on the surface. The bogger that you would have seen, it's yellow in the car park at the front, the loader, worth about $1.7 million. The cable bolter just behind that, it's got the reels on it and the hoses and the drill, is worth about $2.6 million. It's safe to say that there hasn't been any new mining fleet bought here for years, so that cable bolter is really, for us, it's kind of like going from the Stone Age to the Space Age in one fell swoop. It's a huge step forward. Now, once the original miners had exhausted the alluvial mining, and there were millions of ounces mined, we'll never know how much out of Ballarat, because they weren't prone to declare it to the company. They kind of they sold it and moved on. Our access to the mine is on your left-hand side. So this is you just saw the truck head down the portal. So the portal here is effectively a tunnel. You can drive anywhere in the mine. The dimensions of the tunnel are 5 metres wide by 5 metres high. So the trucks, light vehicles, trucks, loaders, boggers, everything can tram in and out of the mine, and you can drive virtually anywhere in the mine. We call it a decline because it's going down. It's basically a tunnel going down. For every 7 metres you go forward, you're dropping 1 metre in elevation. So it goes down, loops around several times, and then heads north. At the moment we're mining, the deepest point in the mine that we're mining is around 650 metres below the surface, so over a half a kilometre below the surface. The old miners that were mining here back in the 1870s, 80s, 90s and through to the First World War mined down to a depth of something like 400 metres. The problem is records weren't kept back then, so you never know exactly where they were or what it looked like or how big or small the holes might have been. So for us in this new phase, we stay away as far as possible from those old workings. Our policy is not to go anywhere within 50 metres of those workings because you never know what's in them or what might be there. So we're mining underneath those workings and in the higher levels off to the side, but effectively now we're some distance underneath those old workings. As I said, we'll never know exactly how much gold was mined out of those alluvials. It could have been as much as 7 or 8 million ounces. Since then, the underground mines here have mined something like 2 million ounces, I think. But again, not great record keeping back in the early days. So it could be anywhere from 8 or 9 million ounces with 12 million ounces mined here from Ballarat. Now to put that in perspective, that is something like 2.5% of gold that's ever been mined in the world anywhere for eternity. So Ballarat is a very significant gold producer and has been for decades, well over 150 years. Those mines continued through to the outbreak of World War I. When the Great War started, a lot of the guys who were working here volunteered and went overseas. So the mines really shut down in around 1914. 1915. When they came back after the war, there was some mining, but really mining didn't recommence proper until the 1990s again, in the more modern era. As I said, the new owners took over in about March of this year. Certainly, it is a breath of fresh air. We invested in the new mining fleet. They're also investing a further $30 million in the processing facility. At the moment, every tonne of ore that comes up, we extract about 80% and that'll finish in early 2026. I guess one of the benefits of doing that is that that better recovery, coupled with a high gold price, has effectively meant that all of the material that's been mined over the last 20 years and sent out to the waste dump or the tailings dam has effectively become economic again. So as we head back up the hill, you'll look on your right hand side and you'll see what we call tailings dam number 3. There's about 3.5 million tonnes of tailings material stored in there. So that's all that's come up from underground, gone through the processing facility, then being placed in the dam out here, in the tailings facility. That 3.5 million tonnes will be economic again for us to reprocess once the $30 million is spent. So what will happen is we'll start reclaiming the tailings out of tailings dam 3 in about the middle of 2026, and that'll be over and above what we're mining from underground. That'll be reprocessed, fed back through the mill over a period of about 6 or 7 years to empty out this tailings dam on your right hand side. So that's the tailings dam on the right hand side. Tailings dam number 3 is what we call the tailings storage facility, is a better way of saying it. So as I said, that is now economic for us to process again once that $30 million has been spent. So as I said, around 250 people here. I think one of the largest private employers in the Ballarat area. Very happy to welcome you here. Very happy to have an open day. I think the first one in 15 or so years. And hopefully it's about a new beginning and fostering some new relationships with the community. So thank you for coming along.